Why is BJP calling the Karnataka Congress government's tax on temples an anti-Hindu move? The Congress government in Karnataka is now under fire from the opposition BJP after it passed amendments to the existing Hindu Religious Endowments Act. Now, before we get into what exactly the controversy is here, let's first understand the amendments made by the Karnataka government. What are the newly introduced provisions here? One, the government has asked the Rajya Dharmika Parishad to create a common pool fund, in short, CPF. Temples with an annual income exceeding 1 crore rupees will have to contribute 10% of earnings to CPF. Temples earning between 10 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees per annum should contribute 5% of income to CPF. Now, the BJP has raised concerns about equitable allocation and management of temple resources following the amendments by the Congress. But there's an interesting twist here. What's to be noted here is that this law and act very much existed even during the BJP regime. Only slabs have now been amended in this fresh bill. Well, this amended bill brings about a change from 5% to 10%. What the BJP was charging was 5% across all temples. The Congress has charged 10% to those temples that have a revenue more than 1 crore rupees. Anything below 1 crore rupees, it remains the same at 5%. The Congress says that this money is being diverted to uplifting temple priests who come from poor families. Their children's education will be funded and also will help in revamping C-grade temples across the state. What gives a chance to the BJP here to pounce on Congress is the grey area in the CPF. As per Section 19A, the funds collected in the CPF can be utilized for the benefit of the poor and needy organizations. But the ambiguity here arises from the fact that there is really no clear definition of what exactly it constitutes. This vague terminology has opened doors for the BJP now to target Congress, accusing it of potential misuse of temple funds, diverting them away from their intended religious and community purposes. In fact, the BJP says the Congress is using temple money to fill in their coffers. Another controversial provision detailed in Section 25 allows for the appointment of members from both Hindu and other religious communities in the management committee of composite institutions. Now, this is exactly what the BJP is firing at the Congress for, saying how can you have non-Hindus in temple trusts and committees. They call an infringement on the autonomy and traditional management structures of Hindu temples. Though Congress says this has been the norm in temples, a few temples in Karnataka, non-Hindus have also performed puja and still continue to do so. So what's wrong in involving them when they've already been doing this for generations? Well, Muzrai Minister Ramlinga Reddy has stated that this bill has been in existence since 2001 and that the only modifications made were pertaining to changes in slabs here.
See, government is not taking money. See, earlier, grass, 10% grass they were taking. Earlier, so even for between 5 and 25 lakh, they used to take 5%. Above 20 lakh, they used to take 10%. Even in BJP period also. Now, on not grass, actual amount we are taking, not for government. This is for Dharmika Parishad.
The Congress is now arguing that these amendments promote inclusivity and equitable distribution of resources. The BJP is, of course, steadfast in its opposition, claiming that these provisions are a threat to the sanctity and independence of Hindu temples. In fact, Karnataka BJP President Vijayendra says that the government is under financial distress and Congress is trying to eye revenue from rich temples in the state.
ಸರ್ಕಾರ ನಡೆಸಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಣಕಾಸಿನ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದ ಮುಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಹುಂಡಿಯನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಬಂದಂತ ದಾನಿಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ದಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ.
However, the Congress has dismissed these charges, stating that the government was only diverting money for the betterment of many other temples which were deprived of funds earlier. They say that this is all for Dharmik Parishad purposes only. Minister Priyank Kharge says everything has been done legally and that the BJP is only using this as an opportunity, using Hindu gods for election purposes.
Was first brought in by the BJP government. So let them actually tell what they have done in the last 4. They were in power for 4.5 years. Let them give out a list of what all they have done for the Hindus, no? So these people use Hindutva or the Hindu gods only when there is election. Otherwise, they really are not bothered.
Now, as this controversy continues to gain steam, the BJP fires yet another ammunition at the Congress, asking why only Hindu temples are being taxed. Why not other sacred places of worship like mosques and churches? What we know now is that there is no norm to tax mosques or churches anywhere across the country, even under the BJP's regime. Will the Congress be the first to do it? Well, it's interesting to see how this pans out, but the BJP surely has got enough impetus now to fire at the Congress on their Hindutva plank right ahead of Lok Sabha elections of 2024.